All right, welcome in, everybody. This is Professor Rigel Flamsteed, VT of Virtual University, and this is Game Theory 101, where we will be taking a closer look at a new game called Esoteric Ebb, which I've been pretty excited about. It's a brand new release coming to us from a solo developer, which is really cool. A gentleman by the name of Christopher Bodegard, who has produced here something I think that's very special. The reviews are amazing for this game. It is self-described as, and I'm reading this off of the website. Esoteric Ebb is an isometric disco-like, and by disco I think they mean Disco Elysium, which is another sort of narrative mystery RPG. TTRPG turned CRPG, featuring a deep and branching dialogue with a staggering amount of choices. We're playing a character called the Cleric, who is an expert in esoteric events and a glorified government goon. There are 5 days until the first ever election, and something pretty dramatic is going to happen. And I won't spoil what that is. You can read it off the website. I'm sort of spoiling myself even just by reading this. And it looks like we'll be voting in the election as well. So, TTRPG, strong elements of that. And we'll see where this goes. I'm like I said, really excited to see what we get here. So we're gonna play a new game, and right off the bat we've got some really strong again TTRPG elements. I mean, this is the classic spread of attributes, right? For if you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons, which is a role-playing game. If you're not familiar with role-playing games, and I can't imagine you're not if you're watching this video and you're interested in gaming in general. I think you at least know what an RPG is, at least from a video game standpoint. TTRPGs are more or less the same, but they tend to have a lot more variety in terms of the options that are available to you, because you're less limited by like a game engine, which has like physics and things like that you have to be mindful of. I think it's probably why like isometric style RPGs are more able to capture that the spirit of TTRPGs. This is not surprising at all to see that we've got strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, and these are the different attributes that are going to make up our character. And look at this. So strength. We'll start with lore. Basically, if you focus in strength, you're going to be super brawny. If you are strong, you're going to become a zealot, regain your honor, set out on your divine mission, and we're going to protect the innocent. It allows us to equip extra items, be violent or manly in certain encounters. We have a focus on religious fervor and aesthetic nationalism, which is kind of neat, I guess. Interesting. And we have increased manhood. A high-strength cleric votes for the party of Norvik, prays to his dead god, uses brute force on puzzles, punches big, bad, evil guys in the face, wants to become a real human hero, loves quests, simple as. A low-strength cleric is a weak, sniveling rat who bows down to anyone stronger, can't handle the banter, gives up when the going gets tough, and is afraid of women and does not care about quests. Pretty brutal view of that. Okay, if we focus on dexterity, dexterity is all about your finesse and your ability to manipulate the environment around you quickly. Right, measures natural reactivity, balance, and poise. Our goal here is to grab as much as we can while the grabbing's good, and to progress towards a new future full of freedom. This will allow us to, if we focus on dexterity, we can steal anything. We can pick locks and sneak and dodge traps as a dashing rogue. We can become as rich as a Republican revolutionary. Just run away, dummy. Okay, a high dexterity cleric votes for the revolutionary free striders, collects piles of shiny coins, acts first, avoids trouble, always has a witty reply, looks out for himself, takes big risks. A low dexterity cleric is very much the opposite, takes big risks and fails every time, doesn't notice anything in time, stumbles over his own feet, drops the ball figuratively and literally, is slow mentally and physically, and is dirt poor, very embarrassing. And by the way, as we're going through this, I do want to point out that, this is a game that lives and dies, I assume, much as Disco Elysium does, by the sense of mystery and suspense. So if you're worried about spoilers or anything like that, maybe give the game a play first and then come back and see how things went here. But we're going to keep going. All right. Constitution, that is a measure of your natural stamina, mental and physical. It's how much you can take before going down, so it's kind of like your toughness. Listening to your gut, it is the voice that speaks nothing but bodily truth. Follow it, retain the mortality of fleshy logic. Simple, easy, truthful. Interesting. Constitution is needed for hit points. Our esoteric connection. Your political party polled 2% last week, and you don't care. Pain is good for you. That's really funny. High Constitution cleric keeps forgetting there's an election, focuses on the good things in life, is tougher than entropy, keeps his neuroticism in checks, so he's pretty stout, listens to his gut, is already dead. Interesting. A low Constitution cleric will die, panics over everything, listens to his gut. Oh, I see, because he's just not worried about anything. He's like, I am. All right, listens to his gut and is wrong, has no control over his bodily functions, can't handle the pain, has no special connection with walls. Okay, interesting. All right, then we have intelligence. Intelligence, I think, is pretty straightforward, right? It's to do with your smarts. Although this also adds that there's an element of ego here, and I presume arrogance as well. We're going to enlighten the ignorant masses. Okay. Higher intelligence lets you prepare more spells, think, plan, and execute an actual plan. Complete the magicratic return. Vote for yourself. Be a genius without peers. All right. Votes for the best wizard, which is us. Okay, so we can use magic, presumably, by having a high intelligence, or at least use magic better. We despise and envy the gods. We solve every mystery with ease. We're dismissive towards those who we consider to be our lesser. We know everything. And of course, if we are a low intelligence cleric, we know nothing. We are ignorant and confident. Oh no. Barely sentient. Cannot unintentionally solve mysteries. Is an idiot. Duh. Okay. All right. Wisdom, of course, is how wise you are. Your awareness, intuition, and ability to understand the world around you. It is your belief in the heart of all folk. Being selfless. Interesting. Higher wisdom lets you empower your spells, be kind, and see the good in all folk. Egalitarian hope of the Asgalian working class. There are no big bad evil guys. Interesting. I don't know about that one. A high wisdom cleric votes for the Asgalian Workers' Party. Hates nothing except hierarchies. Embraces his feminine side. Follows his bleeding heart. Okay, interesting. Reads body language like a champ. Notices all details. However, a low wisdom cleric is an oblivious fool. Misreads cues all the time and does not think about the lower class. Does not get people. Is not aware of where he is? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. Okay. And then we have charisma. And this has to do with, how charming you are. Your eloquence, confidence, and ability to navigate social situations. Your emotional intelligence, I guess. Which kind of bleeds into wisdom a little bit. This is interesting. So with high charisma, you get an automatic discount in select stores near you. You win every conversation by saying the right thing. You are apolitical, an apolitical force of nature. Be arguably sociopathic. All right, a high charisma cleric votes for whatever makes him popular. It was socialized as a child, knows what to say to win favors, can actually flirt with some baddies, loves to mind control people, has no soul. Low charisma cleric isn't very likable. Fumbles the baddies, fears conversation, has no style. Bad orator. Okay, so I think, I know that's a lot, but I think it's important to kind of like run things down. Right now we are a punching bag. That's unfortunate. Oh, you're a farmer's son who grew up in the city. Of course you'd be an outcast. It took time, but eventually you figured out how to cope with it. We can change this. Okay, so our background does impact, if you notice, like this one improves our constitution and our charisma. And it has no downside, which is nice. However, Troll Killer gives us 3 strength. Okay. Kiosk Kid. Your mom wasn't around. You're a newsie, basically. You're a newsie. That's funny. Lore Enthusiast. Okay. Spending time alone in the city, you often ended up at the Darrowian Library. The strange history of Jor's realm was a constant companion to you. Okay. Crowd pleaser. Inevitably, you ended up with the wrong crowd. You quickly picked up on the slang and radical terminology. Little weird. Little weirdo. You were a novelty to them. The boy who would do or say anything for their attention, for their approval. God, that sounds like Abraham Lincoln was famous for being very honest and upfront about the fact that he just wanted everyone to like him. And that's one of the reasons that he became the president of the United States in his time. Asgulist activist. Okay, so as a teenager, you spent years spreading chaos and worse, dwarf propaganda. The Asgel chant. Local rally stopped by fascist landlord. The manifesto. What we learn from the hedonists. Oh boy. Then we have, Earthguard recruit. After your arrest, there wasn't much arguing about it. Okay, so we became a soldier after getting arrested. One friend. This heart is screaming Legend of Zelda to me. That's kind of funny. You really only ever prayed for that one thing during those lonely years. But the gods did not answer, so you learned to manage, as always. Okay, acolytes. Okay, very clerical. +2 strength, +1 wisdom. So, waving our sword around and quoting the whatever Bible we have as a cleric in this interesting religion that we're part of. I don't even know anything about this religion that we're part of. Tower Apprentice. Ooh. Joining the towers is an honor bestowed upon few. It is also a terrible challenge, even for you. Who'd have thought lectures were so draining? Ooh. Arcane Prodigy. So smart and a little bit strong. I kind of like this one. But real magic was something else. It was power. Okay, interesting. Palace Bond. I think that one speaks for itself. Faithful Harbinger. Something wrong. Ooh, that's interesting. There's something wrong. Praying to a dead god whose whispers linger in the air, slowly fading. You are isolated amongst your peers. Ooh. Esoteric experts. Okay, interesting. Revolutionary scribe. So, okay. We chose a side, the emerging democracy. Wrote day and night for change and glory. Okay, so we're playing author. Abject apostate. No one likes you. When you were demoted for dereliction, no one spoke up against it. But it's fine. You'll be fine. After all, you're used to it. All right, that's funny. Dead cleric. What? Growing up alone, getting into trouble, training with the Earthguard, devoting your life, and becoming a cleric. Was it always supposed to end in the river? So we're already dead? Interesting. And we're back. Okay, so I don't know. Let me think. What's jumping out at me? This one is jumping out at me. I kind of like this one. I really like this one. This one might be the way we go. Because I don't know. I'm thinking of like a strength. Well, you gotta be careful because you can't. If I do strength and intelligence, then you know, I'm going to be able to fight and do spells, but I won't be able to empower my spells with wisdom. But I also want to have some charisma involved here, so, you know, it's hard. You gotta ultimately make some difficult choices. That's pretty powerful. +3 to wisdom. Punching bag. Crowd pleaser. Weird, that was funny. Asgalist activist. This one's pretty cool. I like one friend. And then this is sort of a... Okay. I like this one, Arcane Prodigy. I think that's what I'm going to choose. 22 PE, Arcane Prodigy. For the first time in your life, you were a natural. You've always known a few cantrips, but real magic was something else. It was power. Okay. Now that boosts naturally our intelligence, so we're up to like 8 already. And it gives us an additional strength. Now if I... Yeah, see, that changes. Okay, so good. Okay. And then, don't forget, we have like a lot of points that we can put into stuff. So, like for instance, so these are all the points up here, and each time we put a point in, this is going to go up. So, and we definitely would like to avoid having negatives as much as possible. And then some of these were pretty negative. So, you know, let's see here. So I think 10, yeah. So, again, based on Dungeons and Dragons, you're looking to... Every 2 points is going to boost your ability when you roll dice, because TTRPGs are dice driven, right? So you roll a dice, you get a result, and then you get to add. You get to add based on your, you know, relevant attribute. So if I'm trying to like push something over or knock something over, and I'm rolling to try to do that, then I'm gonna, whenever I roll, I'm gonna have -2 on that roll. And you know, usually when you're playing a RPG, you're rolling a dice to try to beat the number that the difficulty number that the DM, or in this case the game, has in mind. And so obviously, you know, if your strength is lower and you have -2, then it's going to be you're less likely to roll the dice in a way that is favorable, has a favorable outcome. Doesn't mean you can't succeed. It just means you're less likely to. Anyway, so let's see here. I definitely want to not be completely weak. Like, look at that. So when I put points in here, 1. Oh, I see. I already put some down on charisma. Okay, so strength, charisma, intelligence. Now, I'd like to not be that bad at anything in particular, so I think we'll go for a base of 8. 10 is preferable. I mean, it's not good to be bad at any of these things, but yeah, we'll see. So, and we'll be proficient in this as well, which is also going to give us a +2 bonus for our intelligence. And, I don't know, maybe should we take strength? Probably, because we're already an Arcane Prodigy, but I don't know, like, at the same time, I feel like we should boost our wisdom, if possible. Or our charisma. Maybe our charisma. It would be nice to be charismatic. And then we can boost this to 12, which gives us a +1. With that, can we sneak our way? Okay, so we're running out of options. We only have 4 pips left we can put in. So we have to be kind of choosy. Let's go for intelligence and charisma. Okay, so we are intelligent, charismatic, and strong. A little bit strong anyway. But we're not like terribly strong. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna miss out a little bit by not having these invested in. Wisdom as well. But then we're kind of generic, I suppose. But this is not too bad. It is nice to have that charisma bonus. That's a pretty strong bonus too. I think this is good. This looks good to me. So we have +1 strength, +3 intelligence, +3 charisma. We actually could reduce one of these, like maybe a low constitution cleric will die, panics over everything. I mean, I don't want to be too weak in that regard. But I don't know. Let's keep it interesting, yeah? We opened up some more pips. We can increase in some other areas. We can put in a +1 to wisdom. And go... We can either put dexterity or constitution at like a baseline. I don't want to be too panicky. Alright, so this is what we're going to have here. We're just not going to be terribly dexterous, which is okay. Alright. I think that's it. Finish. Let's see. 5 days until the first ever election. An explosion erupts at the heart of the city. No one wants to deal with it, so they send you. A slow cleric, lost in the hustle. Nothing but muscles, just what this city needs. Complete your quest in any order. Don't be afraid to make interesting choices, and remember to be a real man. The campaign will take you from level 1 to 6. We'll play for about 5 to 8 sessions. It's been a journey to put this together. I hope you have a good time. Oh, thanks, Chris. And only 8 decks? Don't try to steal anything, okay? Great. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, these are some spells. Speak with Dead. Level 3rd level necromancy spell. I mean, oh my gosh. This is straight Dungeons and Dragons. Casting time 1 action. Range 10 feet. We use burning incense as a material component. V and S stand for verbal and somatic. Which is like spoken, or I think somatic is like it's like making symbols, hand waving. You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of this spell within the last 10 days. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to five questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it, or it recognizes you as an enemy. The spell, unfortunately, does not return to the creature's soul to its body, only its animated spirit, thus the corpse can't learn anything new. Any new information, does not comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events. Cool. Ooh. Ooh. Sure. Truth and nothing else, a voice declares. What is your name? Ooh. DC 8 success. Rogan. Your name is Rogan. Rogan. Intelligence. Correct. You answer another question from the darkness. Around. Ooh, we failed. We did not succeed in looking around. It's more than darkness. It's nothing all around you. An occupation in this context. Success. Work. Getting paid for labor. Dexterity. Failure. Didn't you have a job? Something really important? Your class. Tell the voice about your class. Class? What class am I? Lower class. Not sure any answer is good here. I'm awful at everything. Brutal, but true. It takes a while before the next question is posed. What is your current goal? We need to find out who blew up the tea shop. The Goblin Chieftain. She needs you. Tea shop exploded? Unfortunately, yes. It's not good. I like tea shops. They are lovely, yes. You may ruminate further on tea shops at a later date. There is a question to be answered. Your goal is to find the Goblin Chieftain? Is that right? You know it to be true. No reply. No feedback. Then the voice asks, "What is your political affiliation?" The question strikes your entire consciousness, sending it spinning. The National Party of Norvik, of course. You care for your fellow, vote for the Asgalists. It is the duty of the powerful to lead. That is you, no one else. The Freestriders, maybe? Then again, you're no revolutionary. Things just move way too fast these days. Elections are exhausting. Oh, that's funny. The Freestriders. This is going off the rails. Might as well hang on. The voice is fading. This is the end. The final question. How did you die? Following your convictions. Same way you lived, unable to step out of the uniform, not for 1 second. I fell into divinity. She took me whole. That? It's cool. Cool answer. Sounds cool anyway. A game by Christopher Bodegard. Thank you, Christopher. Whoa! It's me, I think. Published by Raw Fury. Nice boots. Sound design by Isaac Johnson. Or Janssen. Music by Anders Bach. Illustrations by Oscar Westberg. Good job, Oscar. This game looks great. Artwork by Jonathan Nelson. Just fast. Or is it? Be like the Golden Compass kind of thing, where it's like not actually clock. Or it's just a language. The realm. Esoteric. Very cool so far. I'm a fan. Was that a crayfish? A giant crayfish? Ooh, I like that there's little, like, I'm already looking around and there's, like, little environmental things, right? Like, you can, that you, presumably you can interact with. Yeah, he did. Oh, God. Day 1, March 22nd. 27 PE. A fresh start. Let's get up. A job to do. Wake up in the lower layer. Constitution, your body aches. It's stiff as if you've slept for days. Strength, success, ready for your glorious quest to continue. Look around you. Circular stone chamber, a storage for apples and corpses. That's a little weird. Those piles of apples. Is this Tolstad? Check your stuff. What stuff? Your hands dart around your pouch and uniform. Oh, panic, sweat. Success, no spellbook, no mace, face it. You've been robbed. Your legs shake, tears begin to form. Deep breaths. Your belongings are surely here somewhere. What was this about a quest? Ooh. Oh yes, a quest! You're on a quest to save the city. Interact with highlighted words to receive a glossary entry. Strength. Earth be blessed. Save the city. Yes, save it from the jaws of democracy. Do I remember everything? Yes, everything is off, but your memory is intact. Your quest was given yesterday. Remember the tea shop? Yep, the tea shop that blew up. It'll be a tough one. Might take days. Just a job, huh? So I've done this before. You haven't really. Your previous experience lies more in some basic Earthguard militia service, as well as a few years at the towers. Rogue sorcery was not your main subject, but yes, you've read a lot about these types of fiery events. They are not too common these days, however, this incident does not appear overly complex. Quest, I like those. Good attitude. There's always more around the corner, so look out. Don't want to miss any. I think I like the idea of giving the different attributes different voices, so that'll come with time as we kind of feel it out. Wait, how much time do I have? Until the election, duh. Which is in 5 days. The Patriarch was very clear. Handle the tea shop before election day. You must honor this request and complete this quest. Time only advances when you make new choices in dialogues. Okay. So to be clear, I need to figure out who blew up some random tea shop? More or less. But you've got like 5 days to do it, so no stress. Can I think about this first? Time is limited. Just a lot to... Ooh! You feel dizzy. The weight of the Earthguard uniform. A dull pain takes hold. Your body aches. Its contents rotting. You must consume an apple now. If your stats are high or low enough, chimes will appear in your mind. They will suggest, inform, and offer unique paths. Trust them at your own risk. As you do, your fingers touch upon cold steel. It is covering your entire head. Colloquially known as a helmet. Can I take it off? Oh. Oh boy. Trifle? Behold, an apple. Okay. Let's trifle with that. Garden apple. Okay. Ooh. Whoa. Ooh. Okay, can we just... Oh, there's a button that literally says consume. An apple grown on Tolstad. The colors ripple across the surface. Consuming it will save your soul. Yeah, eat that apple. Alright. What's this? This isn't yours, is it? Let's trifle with it. Ooh, a tattered cloak. Okay, nice, nice. The cloak is sprawled upon the iron slab. That's iron?! As you grab it, you immediately feel the dampness spreading into your gloves. Ooh. It is light blue and tattered. And it was once yours. An Earthguard cloak add-on. It has been ripped to shreds at the base, but you could still use it. Please don't. This thing is disgusting. Weigh it in your hands. It is heavy. Bring out the water. The filthy liquid falls to the floor of the stony chamber. It smells of salt water. Oh, okay, we drowned. It is still quite wet. Should I wear this? Charisma. No? A rogue would wear it, that's for sure. So... but I'm not a rogue? Sorry, the word I am not a rogue is not in your vocabulary, actually. Please rephrase. That's not one word, though. So pedantic. So unrefined. Shut up. You reach for your fancy red pouch of holding. The cloak easily slips inside into the extra-dimensional space with a satisfying slurp. I really love my pouch of holding. Yes, you are very lucky. These are like millions of crowns on the market. This kind of magic item can go upwards of 10,000 crowns. Of course, you don't truly own this pouch of holding. It is property of the state. Treat it as such. Equipping items temporarily alters your ability scores. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Ooh. Let's behold this. It's a corpse. Under a blanket. Oh, yeah, right, we can talk to ghosts. Check under the rag. Cold corpse. Underneath you find the cold corpse of a human. Thinning blonde hair, unkempt facial hair. Yeah, this guy looks fresh. Like he could just sit up and talk to you. Okay. Examine him closer. Let's do it. Natural failure. Wow, nat 1. Yeah, critical failure, actually. There's something strange here. We must look closer. Harsh scars cover the skin. Signs of being either a hard worker or a careless worker litter his skin. Make sure to check the back as well. Try to move the corpse. The moment you touch it, black veins appear over its skin. Ooh, feeling of impending doom comes over you. Oh my god! Okay, do not touch necrotic energies. Let go of the damn corpse! Drop it. The moment you let go, the pain subsides. I almost died. I have 1 hit point left. Wow. The dark marks on its skin disappear as quickly as they showed up. What a horrific spell. This corpse is cursed by something wicked beyond your powers. Charisma. Success. They should at least have a sign up. Like, don't touch the dead, they're full of black magic. You slowly cover up the corpse once more. Keep an eye out. Who was this guy? His hands are calloused. He's built like a sarcophagus. Just a man. A dead man. An honorable dead man. What the hell kind of magic is cast on this thing? Something horrific, truly evil. Whatever it is, do not touch it again. Why is he here? This is a morgue, a lich house, clearly. Corpses are kept on cooling in places like this, before cremations or burials. Okay, I'm gonna stop bothering the corpse now. Also, I need an apple. I'm in dire... I'm not gonna trifle. No. Behold. Ooh. Let's trifle with that. Nice, incense. It's probably gonna be useful. What is this? A divine shrine covered in apples. Shrine of Earth. The runes fill your senses as you approach. The color is faded. This monument is hollow, void of all life and divinity. That is a zombie. Sacred shrine left in this state? It's an insult to Earth and all his people. These old things are still around, huh? Are these rare? No, you will find shrines like this all over Norvik. Can I pray here? To what, exactly? To Earth, of course. There are many gods listening to our prayers, always. Just remember that they might not respond so clearly. Earth, I need to pray to Earth. You may pray as you wish. The shrine towers over you. You feel small. To cast spells, you must first prepare them at shrines. Prepared spells can be cast when the cleric has a reason to do so. Do not remove the apples. Each cast expends 1 spell slot of the corresponding level. Other gods are there? Wait, can I heal here? Not precisely. The gods do not usually grant divine interventions for minor injuries. Do you think they care? If you want healing, you have to do it yourself. Power channeled through Earth? Yes. Come on, is it really channeled? The guy's dead, faded, gone. You're most likely simply handling some esoteric leftovers smudged on the strings. Of course you can heal here, but only if you pray hard enough. Alright, let's... after all that, let's try it. Hey! Success. Nice. You focus your mind on Earth's symbol, his red eye. Ooh. And you remember the words. Watch upon me, Earth, shepherd of his folk. You're filled with a spirit of nostalgia and power. Let me pick up the burden. Lend me your strength. Ooh, you feel reinvigorated. Nice. Prayer of healing. And we learned a new spell. Or did we? Yes, indeed. Sadly, you are unable to cast second-level spells at this time. But it won't be long until you will be. Let's prepare some spells. Do we have any spells? We have Cure Wounds. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we can cast spells. That's good. All right, what's going on with these apples? Pile of apples. Engage. Stare at a pile of apples. Apples. Apples are good for you. These apples are not in pristine condition. Whose apples are these? Not yours. The only apple farm in Norvik would be the Goblin Garden. These apples are property of the HBWT. Should these be stored alongside corpses? No, it's a health hazard. Of course not, it's nasty. But I eat my way through this? No, nod to the pile and leave. What is this? Oh, divine scripture, where it does not belong. Shield of Faith. Ooh, nice new spell. Mountain of Apple. What's this? A very important piece of paper. Let's trifle with it. Voting card. Nice. Oh, it gives you like +1 intelligence? What, I put it in here? A scuffed voting card made out to Ragn Hemlin. It's from a dwarven office for some reason, and someone has checked in all 5 parties on the list. You need to bring this to a polling place on election day if your voice is to be heard. You do not want to... well, we could examine it. Pick up a surprisingly thick piece of paper with a shaking hand. The card is slightly torn and has clearly been drenched at some point. At the top it says, Rostcourt, in big bold lettering. Oh right, there's an election. Oh! It was nice to not think about it for once. I've never had one of those before. Neat. Very neat. Finally, your voice will be heard. Along with every other idiot in Norvik. How does this thing work? After you pick it up at a district office, you only need to check the box of one of the 5 parties. Then you deliver it on election day to a polling place. Although in your case you'd need to write the name of the party you want in the corner along with the signature, since you've filled out every box like an idiot. This is your one vote. You should indeed take care of it. Look at the list. Nationalist Party of Norvik. Freestrider Revolutionary Party. Asgalist Workers' Party. Agrarian Rural Party. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna risk doing a little country. Agrarian Rural Party. Arcanist Party of Magic. And finally, the last box doesn't say anything. This is where you can input whatever you want or just leave it empty for a null vote. The box next to each party is filled with a smudged checkmark, including the last empty one. Smart move. No one can get mad at you if you vote for every party. Idiotic! You need to pick a side and stick with it. Your honor is on the line. Are these all the parties? No. There are about a dozen other large parties in Norvik. Most have been subsumed over the last few years, such as the Civic League of Progressives, the Torch Union, Order of the Scales, Hedonist Party, and the various guild parties. The Agrarians and Arcanists are the only ones who have not joined a larger party or fallen aside. Good to know. Ooh. This one looks good. Let's trifle with that apple. Heck yeah. Garden apple. Ooh, did he not like that? No, he's just standing up for other reasons. A guy. He looks indecisive. Let's engage with him. You approach a shambling man by the apple pile. He is a zombie. Greetings, citizen. Glancing under his hood, you catch a blank expression upon a dried face. What is your name, sir? He does not even turn to look at you. Why is this man not listening to me? This is a reanimated corpse. What's he doing? The zombie is attempting to clear a path through the apple pile. He's probably been at it for a long time. Should I defeat this zombie? Yes, it is only just. Undead are not to be allowed in Norvik. Sir, are you a member of the undead? He does not respond. Not even a groan? How disappointing. Let's leave him alone for now. Ooh, but I can't get around him. He just won't move. Okay. Interesting. So that's okay. So if I want to get past him, I have a feeling he's not all that he seems, or that I should say he's more than he seems. For now, I think we'll just leave him alone. We can come back here, right? Whoa. Wait. Hold. Yeah, let's go. Whoa, I can run. Okay. Situational spells. Some spells can only be cast in certain situations. Oh. Ooh. That's a guy. Look at this. And always, like, you know, what's this all about? Mushrooms. Probably edible. Water down. Good morning, cleric. Rifle with this swamp extract. Ooh. The red eye of earth. Jor left his mark across the bands. Today it is a universal sign of magic. Okay, so we have Earth and Jor, god of, like, the god, I guess, or maybe the god of, I don't know, strength, and the god of magic. Interesting. All right, well, let's talk to him first. I feel like Viskin, local mortician. Oh my god, I cannot read that language. All right, let's talk to him. Viskin, local mortician. The pale man sits hunched over a stack of forms, busy at work, his pencil slowly filling out line after line. On the top paper, you see an icon of a serpentine drake. The Great Perch. These are official documents of the city. That is the Great Perch of Norvik. Up and about, are we? Wonderful. I am Viskin, local entrepreneur and proprietor of this lich house. It appears you don't really belong here, but if there is anything I can do, cleric, just let me know. He smiles at you. From the room, dimly lit and damp, a musky stench lingering in the air. You see books and flasks and stone altars around the circular chamber. Several corpses present. These stone tables were once modular altars used in some advanced ritual. Did you save my life? He puts down his pen. Your life is your own. You owe me nothing. However, I'm afraid to say you've been through quite the turmoil, cleric. I died, didn't I? Those fishermen who brought you here certainly thought so. Not that I blame them. You weren't exactly in prime condition. You never are. River Takey added. Ooh, a quest. They'd caught you in the net, believe it or not. Such a strange tale. So not dead, just a bit wet. How did I end up in a river? Not a river, the river! I'm afraid I don't have much to tell. Perhaps you fell off one of the bridges to Tolstad? There are 7 bridges over River Torna connecting Tolstad to the rest of the city. Perhaps there's an esoteric explanation to all this. Perhaps you would know, cleric. Who were these fishermen? River guilders, I believe. They did not look like poachers, so my guess would be that. Where can I find these fishermen? He ponders your question. I did not ask for names, sorry to say. But perhaps Waterlane? That's just a guess. Good guess. Lots of boaters hanging out there. Either that or the local tavern. I hope you find them. So, I am in fact alive? The pale man stops for a moment. He looks you up and down. Yes. I believe you are. I have some other questions. Ooh, that's a high DC. There's a zombie in your basement. Oh, how quaint. No, an undead abomination right below. I understand. We're closely connected with the city below. The undead seemingly wander as they please. There's a city below? However, I will have you take this up with Lady Sageleaf. I pay good crowns for HWBT protection. Oh, so it's all a misunderstanding then. Good. It kept moving apples down there. Oh, the apples? Fascinating behavior. He does not appear very fascinated. You don't seem very alarmed about this. A stray undead creature will cause no trouble here. He gives you a rare smile and turns to the kobold by the stairs. That's a kobold, yep. Isn't that right, Ost?
Yes, master.
Okay. Chief of Security, Ost. Minus 2 DC because there's a zombie downstairs. Minus 3 DC because... Oh, so this was actually even harder. Oof, dark magic on the corpse below. I'm gonna leave him alone from now. I'm gonna go now. Before you do, make sure to collect all your belongings. Belongings. Quite a lot. Your uniform, your cloak, and also a voting card? I got that. I'm not sure if it's mine. Maybe? Possibly? The pale man ignores your comment. I asked Ost to lay the surviving pages of your spellbook to dry. Over there, he says, and points across the chamber. He then looks at the pocket watch on his desk. That is an esoteric pocket watch. You may have it, cleric. It will surely prove useful to you. I think that is mine anyway. Beyond that, you should be good. Did I have any weapons on me? None, I'm afraid. They must be at the bottom of River Torna.
Damn, you'll have to pick up something new. Maybe a warhammer?
Good. You do not need arms in this city. You need heart. Oh, shut up. A good blade can make anyone speak. Got it. Pale man turns his face towards you and smiles. Unnatural. If only every government employee were as devoted as you, cleric. Gives you a stern expression. Good luck on your quest. When exploring the city, you may move faster by running. To do so, either double-click or hold the shift left trigger. But you can play, yeah, you can play this with control. I'm playing with keyboard and mouse. Certain games, you know, it's just better that way. All right, yeah. What is this all about? Pocket watch, yours? I'll trifle with that. Nice. Let's take a look. Please don't put it on. This silver line timepiece never shows the correct time of day. It is always at least 10 hours out of alignment, no matter how anyone tries to correct it. At a touch, you can feel the faint magic pulsating within. The wielder gains a greater perception of esoteric happenings and occurrences within 200 feet. Within 200 feet, that's crazy. +1 intelligence and advantage in esoteric events. I am for sure equipping this. I presume I can do so. Oh, look, cool. It actually shows up on my body. That's really cool. Oh, then we have deep storage. Okay, we'll see. No, I will not. That's funny. He won't take it off. All right. Awesome. Which I think actually like that, so it improves our intelligence, right? So, oh yeah, over here. Okay, so our intelligence is now 13. That's awesome. We're wicked smat. The stone slabs are designed to slide along the iron beams. Interesting. Wait, is that? Hey, my prayer book. Book is ruined. Most of the pages, while dry now, have been completely drenched. In salt water, it's absolutely and completely ruined. Only a few pages of the soggy, brackenish papyrus pages are readable. They appear to contain some type of undecipherable symbols. Ascani writing. One of the most basic kind. Wait. Oh no. Someone has attempted to dry this to the best of their ability. No, no, no! By Earth! This is your prayer book. So many hours wasted. So many hours wasted. You would have to rebind the whole thing. It is ruined. That'll cost a fortune. That'll cost a fortune.
A chant book is able to sustain humidity, not underwater excursions. You should have protected Earth's chants with more carefully. What a disgrace.
Open manual for esoteric geometry. Is this my spellbook? Thick tome. Yeah, let's engage. You flip the tome open. There are fine and handwritten letters scattered across the pages. You can read these symbols, but they are in old draconic Dimenorian? Dimenorian, the common language of man, spread across the coast during the Arcane Era to become the lingua dominans in trade and politics. The coast, also known as Jaws Realm, it is a strip of land divided into 8 bands. The further inland you go, the closer you get to the infinite wastes. It is theorized to be a ring or half-sphere due to the bend of the horizon. De verbis draconum ars occulta. The author's name appears to be Calum Diminori. Old Draconic. Yes, the tongue of the Dragon Masters of Old Diminor. Humans served them faithfully for centuries before the Arcanists rose up against them. Can I try to read it? No. You have no idea what this means. Right, I need to get my hands on comprehend languages. You do. It is highly annoying that you seem to have lost your memorization. Find a spell scroll. Maybe you could buy it somewhere. It's fairly common. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, we can take this. Oh, it has some incense. I assume pressed between the pages. Ooh, yeah, let's get some more incense. I don't know what this will actually do, but I imagine it has to be useful. No, too much reading. Yes. Let's. So many books, basic manuals, Arcanist histories, novels. Arcanists, the magicrats who ruled pre-Coast War human civilizations in Old Diminor, also a very minor political party in Norvik. Some of them stand out to you as classics. It could be useful to refresh your mind. Alright, let's read some things. A classic. You kept this book on your bedside table for years during your scribing. Yes. You take a look at the first page. These pages Phileas Prax goes on to make grandiose statements on his personal abilities of magic. As always, this man is contradictory. He both praises his own natural gifts and mental abilities while stating himself worthy only through his hard work and merit. It's ridiculous. Know this, I write not for the masses, but for those who possess the clarity of visions, mediocrity, legacy. Interesting. The unwary. You remember the first chapters dealing with his youth growing up in the ruthless court of a rival house, the Hagen Shags. How he struggles against relentless opposition and bullying, making himself out to be an underdog. Power is not born of blood. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. All right. Glorious design. Pages. Innocent. Political career. Meditations are the magic and power.
A strong leader with clear intent.
Esoteric in its pure form is neither good nor evil. It is a tool, force wielded by those with the intellect to do so. Don't be naive. The arcanist must also be a statesman. Ironic. I see not irony here, only truth. Halls of power of the arcane shall be our shield and our sword. This is way too much reading. Why would you open a book then? Alright, I'll shut the book. Autobiography. Prax. Put the book back. Folk tales. Oh boy. Okay. These stories shape reality. From the mind does not distinguish a tale from a real-life lesson. They are but the same. Out of the tales, you see the one you remember the most, the one about the gnome and the Titan. Titan, a term for the gigantic creatures who first inhabited and shaped Jor's realm. Jor, the name of our realm. Okay, so our realm is Jor. Also the name of the legendary... Oh, okay. It was a wizard who created Jor during the closing at the end of the Gate Era. Wizard, a book-learned arcane spellcaster. Okay, yep. Esoteric magic. Okay. This story also always spoke to you, mostly because of the unlikely friendship between the two. Read a little in the large. In the old days when dragons ruled the skies, there lived a gnome named Abacus, who was known far and wide as half-witch. He often found himself in the oddest of places, and so as he stumbled upon the deep valley of Asken. One of the 8 bands along the coast, it is a cold mountainous realm. It is your home, also referred to as Ascania. Home to Kamyor, the Mist Giant. One day, let's see, his upper body was hidden in or perhaps made of the swirling mist that filled the valley. On this day, the valley was not serene. Okay. Sooth, the Red Dragon of Iskan, his rise to power through trickery and his betrayal of the legend is legendary, as is his fall to Abacus the Half-Wit and the Mist Titan. Rumors say his spirit still haunts the everlit burned coast. It's a piece of the coastline just east of Norvik. Okay. Okay. Interesting. They rained harshly and wildly. Okay. Into the verses. Rick Lum Chum, who dares bring fire to my word? Rick Lum Chum, who dares bring fire to where none should come? Ashes taint my sacred mist speak. Small one, lest you be missed. Abacus looked up, squinting through the fog, and scratched his head. Fire? No, I've no fire to share. No flame do I bring, nor ash to bear. For in the dark I see clear as day. 'Tis those who can't that need the flame, they say. Thrick Lum Chum, what nonsense from your tongue does come? Who is it that needs this blaze that blackens my mist and dims my days? Well, question thee, who needs a flame to light their path and stoke their claim? Perhaps it is Esuth, the king, whose fires to your valley bring. Thrick Lum Chum, the dragon's days are surely done. Guide me, gnome, to where he lies. Together we shall dim his skies. A wonderful little tale about the little and large. Okay, it goes on to wax about friendship between the Eldritch Titan and the silly little gnome. Oh, I should have read that in a gnome voice. Oh well. Red Dragon then falls to the Titan's might after Abacus accidentally guides him to the correct location. One of those classic stories every child in Ascan is told growing up. Sensing a theme here with wisdom. It is important to remember that this is an oral tale passed down over generations. This is simply the shape in which it was written down. Who knows how exactly it functioned in its original state? Okay, we'll close that one. We got folktales. And, okay, we got some chants. This is a printed edition of Pilly's work, but it's still old, probably came from the earliest Norvikian printers. Okay, this is a message. My belief lay in the collected humanity of Norvik. You remember that from this collection with honor and grace, Pilly D. Pilly D.
Is this a handwritten message from the second patriarch himself?
Top clerical rank in Norvik. Different from the Lord Patriarch, which is the leader of the city.
Protect this book with your life. This is a sacred artifact.
Fascinating to think the Pale Man held such a treasure on his shelf. Okay, there's a foreword. Oh gosh, a dream of unity. Okay, you've read this before, but you do not get a better sense of it. Now, in some sense, please turn to embrace a new one, a Norvikian spirit, to give way to the old and embrace the new. It is not a completely bad move. Violence and oppression at times. The text directly explains how a new Norvikian culture will help the city grow, mainly by being generous and not hoarding wealth, among other things. Then finally it does touch upon the connection with dwarves, and how the Norvikian spirit is not contained within humans only. Okay. A lovely sentiment.
Indeed. This is something to live up to.
Okay, what's Torna's lament? I went with you to foreign shores, my lord, my guard. I pray you keep from harm the beasts, each shard a proof of your devotion. Thus I give myself to your folk. I give my life for a home at the river in that sliver of land, to vanquish the beasts who roam, the evil who lair, the fires that burn, to build a life along the river. Every shepherd knows the song. It bellows up the river. Earth lives in that sliver of land.
It is your favorite.
Nice. You shut it, looking upon the title once more. This is a really great book.
It is.
Place the book back on the shelf. You do so. It nicely fits into its slot.
This book does not deserve your toxic presence. If you were stronger, more capable, then perhaps you could have carried that weight.
What?
You really want the book. One day, it could be yours.
This is very confusing. I'm just putting it back.
Let us forget this for now.
It stares at you. Oh boy. Okay, that was a little bit of a diversion. So, I didn't know that was going to turn into such a big deal. But let's see what else we have here. Okay. Yeah, what is going on here? Your fate one day. Excellent. Awesome. Let's trifle with it. Ooh. I don't know if I should have done that, but I think it's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, didn't he say... I guess this is what he was referring to. We can't take that book. Interesting. Okay. An unlocked chest full of strange rocks. Oh, okay. Let's talk to you. Ost, Chief of Security. I cannot read what that says. Let's talk to him. Wiggling his little clawed feet, the kobold follows your every move with cold, unflinching yellow eyes.
Even the small blade can fell a giant. Watch out for this one.
Master say you behave.
I have some questions for you.
Short question, go.
How did you get this gig?
Not gig.
What is it then?
I am devoted servant for master.
You are angering the kobold.
Keep going.
Got it. He gives you an expression that could be described as a frown. What if I think I could charm this guy? That is, if it looked in any way different from his regular stony expression. You wouldn't actually shoot me, would you?
No promise.
You have a license for that crossbow?
My crossbow, not yours.
Yelgin's Accord, a signed agreement between the districts in Norvik allowing the free use of arms and magic below a reasonable amount. It would allow a freelance mercenary the access to a crossbow. Freelance mercenary the access to a crossbow, for example. What does a reasonable amount mean? That question is why the Yelgin's Accord is a complete disaster.
A man should be allowed to defend himself. It is only just. Plus, it makes fighting evil citizens a lot more exciting.
Crossbow is yours, I apologize.
Better do mine.
Thank you for your time, Kobold. Ooh. I want it, but I shouldn't. Feels like it would be a bad idea. The smell of salt. Yeah, let's see what's... Okay. There are 3 types of dialogue choices. Spoken choices, internal thoughts, performed actions. Some choices combine some or all of these. Interesting. A little nervous about these load times because this is not a my computer's pretty beefy. It's not like crazy good, but it's good enough. I'm surprised these loading screens are so long. Oh my gosh, look at these guys. Whoa, look at the color. This place is great. It says Viskin's Lich House, but then what is that? But then the and dentistry is scratched out. Oh. Something's inside the old vase. Vase? Alright. What's this guy all about? Oh, can't talk to him. Men at work beneath Asgal's green banner. Alphas BE. Not all these guys are interactable. Interesting. Simi and the boys. Let's talk to him. Around the amphitheater's scene, you see a number of dwarves hard at work. They're constructing a banner of some kind, carrying a bright green flag. The banner of Asgal, the Fool. One of the dwarves stands to face you with a furrowed brow. He appears to be in a staring contest with the orc on the other side of the theater.
Oi, Mr. Seaman,
He calls out as you approach.
we've made it clear already. We're not moving, not one bit.
That's no way to greet the cleric of Norvik. Class conflict.
Oh, is that so? Guessing I'm supposed to grovel?
No need. I'm leaving.
Thought so. You best be on your way.
You hear the other dwarves laughing behind him.
Nothing illegal going on here. Nothing at all.
He's only saying that because he's had to defend himself quite a lot lately.
Wait, that must mean he's doing something highly illegal. Stop him.
Nothing illegal, huh?
We have the papers. Nothing illegal at all.
A half-truth.
They're both guilty and innocent, just like you.
One of the older dwarves spits on the ground next to him.
You even know who you're talking to, child? This here be Outfalls of the Ban Embers, a foreman in the Asgulist movement of Norvik. He's done more good than all of you Earthguard combined. A true speaker for Asgol.
You're a celebrity.
Demi exaggerates.
He gives the older dwarf the stink eye.
I'm also not in any way proud of my heritage. Nobility is just a poisonous hierarchy. Typical talking points.
He grins.
Just wanted to make that clear.
Don't mention the whole noble thing. I'll just piss him off. Unless you want that. You boys setting up a play or something?
A play?
He spits on the ground.
We're holding a rally for the cause. This evening, workers across Tolstad will gather to hear the word of Asgol.
He turns toward the orc.
And no one's going to stop it!
Oh, Agent Vera. You hear laughing coming from across the theater.
Papers, Alphars.
He grumbles and turns back to you.
So, what you want?
You seem a bit stressed.
No, you don't say.
His words drip with the acid from a green deer.
So it is forenoon. I get the lads together, and then when you arrive, that accursed woman is standing there.
The dwarf shudders.
He starts complaining. He reaches for something in his pocket and takes out some documents. We show her the papers. And the papers are no good, she says. Bah.
Circle square conflict.
Real convenient, I say. No, there's nothing wrong with these papers. We are in our rights to speak out against tyrants and burghers.
They are.
Bureaucracy.
Check the papers. Surely these dwarves have screwed up somewhere. So she's wrong about these documents?
Of course she is. She's a liar, that one. A filthy liar.
Alphonse nods and grunts. Terrible liar. Can't even get the words out. He knows she's right about the documents. Doesn't want to admit it. Isn't it a bit macabre to hold a rally on top of a morgue?
Morgue?
The dwarf grumbles to himself and glances over to the Lich House stairs.
I thought it was a dentist.
Fair assessment.
No matter. The Asgol movement is not afraid of death.
You hear laughter from the orc behind you.
Big words, Alphars.
The dwarf grits his teeth.
Damn orc.
What's this rally about exactly? He grunts.
Guilds. For decades there's been collective bargaining between the Norvikian workers and the city guilds. Say what you want about Earth, but he kept a tight leash on the upper class of this city.
Blessed be his name.
Yeah, but look, it ain't the same since his death. The Free Striders have burrowed into every darn power structure, from paperboys to bookbinders. In less than a dozen years, salaries have stagnated and prices have gone up. They said Free Striderism would make the city rich. I say it makes its people poor. We need change.
So you're here to convince a bunch of Tolstad workers to vote for the Asgalis party?
More or less, yeah. But it's also about the spirit of community. Together we can fight against the purchasers of our labour. Alone we are as brittle as a twig in the
older dwarf pipes up.
A twig in the wind? No, that's not good enough.
Like a twig in the fireplace. He points at you.
That's good. I like that. Anyway, the rally will be a success. We just need to get rid of that orc. So we can call out all workers of this magnificent city, he exclaims as if there was a crowd around him. Vote! Vote with your guts! Vote with your manhood at stake! You too, Mr. City Man.
Okay, good luck fighting tyrants. Cool. Alright, have fun. We'll come back. We'll talk to this guy.
Oh.
The older dwarf puffs out his chest as you approach.
Fancy helmet, City Man.
He speaks in a short and quiet manner, as if he's scared of his words actually being heard. The dwarf behind him laughs.
Stand up for yourself.
Don't engage. Just leave. What did he say? Fancy helmet. Thanks, my mom got it for me. You're making fun of me, dwarf.
Maybe I am. What are you doing about it? What are you doing about it, huh?
He's acting tough. Be easy on him. Trying to act bigger than he is, like a tiny dog. Stare at the dwarf. No, I shouldn't. Let's not start anything here. Not yet, anyway. Ooh, barrel. Former ale barrel. Let's trifle with that. Ooh. Nice. Money. Alright, let's talk to this orc. Let's find out what's going on. Observes you with great interest. Agent Vera. Oh boy. Okay.
On the edge of the ruinous amphitheater, you see an orc sitting on one of the many loosened stone blocks. It looks like she's waiting for something. Or someone.
Exuding an air of authority around her, the large woman gives you a wry smile. Her tusks are gleaming.
Not just physically imposing. This orc knows how to exert power in other ways as well.
You spot the merchant's mark on her jacket sleeve, a heart with the initials of the Novikian Freestrider Regiment. What's this? Not often we get Earthguard around here. She presents her palm to you. Vera is my name. I am second-in-command guild agent of Tolstad. Nice to meet you.
Yes, the handsome orc lady wants you to say a name. Make sure she knows you are a cleric.
Do not grab her hand. That's not what that is. Helm. I'm Roggen. Hello, Roggen. He shoots you another smile, waiting patiently for you to say anything. What's the deal with the dwarves? Oh, them. Complicated as anything. I wouldn't be sitting here wasting my precious day if it wasn't for them. But in short, they're holding an unlawful assembly, and they won't let me take a look at those documents proving it. Not frustrating at all, she says and winks at you.
She telegraphs her sarcasm heavily. This is useful when communicating with slower individuals.
Explain it to me in detail, from the top. It's all just an inconvenience. Her eyes say, a pain in the ass. Circle square conflict. These lovely Asgalists have decided by themselves to hold a rally here on this lovely little circle square. Unfortunately, they need permission of public gathering, or PPG. PPG needs to be approved by the district council. They do not have a proper PPG. And you're sitting here because? Simple, really. These dwarves are ignoring my call to disperse, so I am here as a witness. If they do not leave by sundown, they will be fined. Or arrested. Why don't you just come back at sundown? I would if it wasn't for the fact that I need to witness the entirety of the trespassing. Since they were served during the morning, if they do not disperse by sundown, they will be inflicted with an entire day's worth of fines. I'd have an assistant do it, or a secretary, but we're stretched thin as it is with the election coming up. No, I'll just sit here and smile politely. Arrested by whom? She gives you a smug grin. You, perhaps? The monopoly on violence here on Tolstad is more of an oligopoly. It'll be a roll of the die to see who gets employed to handle these rude dwarves. Maybe some goblins. The city of Norvik also allows us to employ mercenaries for extra-legal enforcement, but the company likes to avoid that in most cases. As you can imagine, mercs tend to lack that finer touch. Something shady about this. Nod and look away. She laughs. Now you're acting like a true city official.
She's mocking the great city of Norvik. and its clerics. Dishonorable.
Sounds like trouble. Trouble would at least be exciting. This is just dull. If only I could get my hands on those PPG documents. Then I could simply hand them over to the city and go home early, or rather, head back to the office and complete the orc size. The draft for the marketing meetup. Sorry, I've got a lot on my plate. You're being manipulated. Be careful. I'll solve this. Wouldn't that be something that you could just swoop in and save the day? We'll see. We sure will. I'd like to know more about you. Little old me, I'm an open book. Where are you from? She doesn't answer at first. She doesn't answer you at first. Instead, she looks away for a moment and smirks. She's thinking of messing with you. You mean because I'm an orc I can't be Norvikian? She says, looking at you with a stern expression. I didn't mean it like that. She laughs. I know. Don't worry about it. I'm from Blood City Bay. I ran with the warbands when I was a girl.
A powerful warrior here.
Took me all around the coast, she explains, far from the cursed plains of Feltire. We were hired during the Third Revolutionary War in Reeds. It was over, I stayed behind. She speaks, you see her eyes glimmer. Those were the days. Ooh boy. What's it like being an orc in Norvik? My kind is quite rare, so... She mumbles, her gaze trailing off toward the horizon. Some sadness, loneliness. You feel terrible for her. The occasional comment does sting a bit. I've gotten used to it. How nice of you to ask. Do I know what it's like to being discriminated against? You do? I'll be damned. If you don't mind me asking how exactly? Oh boy. Members of the Holy River Order are a minority in the city. I do mind. It's a secret. Technically true. Best kind of true. He laughs and sighs. Earthguard, you truly are an enigma. You are a strong and physically imposing woman. He covers her mouth and tusks with a hand. He's trying not to laugh.
You got one shot. She's bedazzled by your confidence. Don't beep this up. Do it. Climb that mountain. Tell her she has nice tusks.
That is a failure. Don't do that. Oh boy, don't say that you can carry her around like a straw doll. Jesus, this is bad. Oh God. You bet your sweet ass few men get that privilege. She's desperately trying not to laugh. Wet streamers, be wary. Try to save it. I can do this. I can do this. No!
Ah. Your mind races as you feel something within reach out toward the orc lady. For a moment you see yourself through her eyes. Suddenly you realize how awkward you're being. But also, how you can save the situation entirely. Is this it? The forbidden art? Too powerful for any one man to wield? Is this the power of empathy?
Really? This is not difficult.
Oh, use empathy. Ah, right, this orc. She likes a straightforward attitude. So just ask her in a confident tone. Something like,
You, me, dinner? The orc chuckles. I am curious to see what's underneath that helmet of yours. Fine, human, but after the election, I'm quite busy until then.
score!
Anything else you wanted? So, you're working for the Free Striders? I don't work for the Revolution, it's just a revolution. I work for the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. Ascani Reeds Trading Company, one of the many branches of expansionist organizations along the coast. We promote the Free Strider idealists in Ascan. Currently, we focus on making sure the selection process goes smoothly, along with other economic concerns. I enjoy working for them very much, perhaps not so much on slow days like this, but alas. Oh boy. I like the election, but you're going to lose. Any decent free strider would be happy with that outcome. It's about the process, not the outcome. Not to pry, but if not free strider, what are you voting in the election? It's only a few days away. The Nationalist Party of Norvik. I don't know. I feel like actually I'm apolitical. Sad to hear, but that's also within your rights, of course. He finds you terribly boring. I'll be honest, this is one of the reasons I took this job. Speaking with individuals such as yourself, hearing what they have to say. So, thank you for that. She's being genuine. Been asking questions about me. Oh, silly me, talking about myself all the time. What about you? I'm not important. I'm not important. Saying it like that makes you sound anything but. Nod your head and leave. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, what's this? Goblin wall art? HWBT. Engage. Let's see what this is all about. Goblin artwork. A green face is splattered across the facade, staring wildly towards a flaming sky and the dragon spread across it. Or something like that. Charisma.
Can you call this art?
What does it mean?
They believe in their dragon queen. Such worship should be encouraged, if only it was for Earth instead.
It represents a devotion, albeit in an asinine way.
The fire is the soul. The fire is the soul. The boundary between the real and the heartful.
What does this tell me about the state of Norvik? Nothing, really.
That goblins are artists? All folk seek a belief. They have simply made one out of this supposed dragon lady.
A coherent thought from the Red One? Impressive.
They should worship Earth instead.
There we go. Back to insanity. Is your hand upon the wall? That doesn't sound very safe. You take a step forward. The painted stone surface is smooth. This is no cheap dwarven rock. This is Gate-era architecture, disguised among the rest. You feel an esoteric urge to communicate with this object. Tell me your secrets. Ooh. Hey, nice. That was the 6... Oh, DC was 15. Okay. Goblin artwork. You sense a crack in the wall. It wasn't there before. Then you hear the voice, a faint voice, a hoarse voice. Secrets end when spoken. Oh, good. You're not crazy.
Locking the walls now. Awesome.
What's it like being a wall? Nothing good or nothing bad?
Nothing in isolation.
What do you know about Norvik?
Nothing.
You know what Norvik is?
No.
Who built you, Wall?
A god.
With the heresy. Which god?
Eomestra.
Never heard of that god.
Sounds like a weak god to have been forgotten like that.
How old are you?
15-time Alines.
How many years is that?
2000.
Gate era. Could have been built by one of Jor's beasts. What's your name?
Chansey.
Oh, that's a pretty name.
Okay.
What's your political affiliation?
Here.
You sure you understand the question?
Yes.
Alright then. Those are all the questions I have, Wall. Those are all the questions I have, Wall. Give it a pat.
Okay.
The crack disappears as quickly and silently as it came to. Then silence. That was surely an esoteric event, or else you're turning mad.
Nicest wall you've ever met.
Bow to the wall. Thank you for your time. Interesting. I'm talking to walls. Okay. What the heck is that? Braxo, a pencil wing. Oh, I see. I thought that was like a dragon head. That's his tail. Alright, let's go look at another thing. A tree rising far above. Show of nature's true force. Take a look at that tree. You look up at the branches of a bracken tree. Bracken, an Ascani tree known for its impervious nature, sometimes called ironwood. The Ilium forest holds the largest collection of bracken in the world.
It is majestic.
Nature is reaching tall and deep. These roots go below the city, nay, even below the river. Up at the branches, the wind causes the leaves to dance. Wait, between the branches, high above.
Oh.
Is that a hole in the bark? A hollow, just wide enough for you to stick your hand inside. Something glimmers up there. Treasure in a bird's nest.
Ooh. You have a feeling this could end really badly. Then again, risk and reward, right? It could cause great physical harm if you fell from that height, and heights are scary.
The branches shudder in a sudden gust. Climb that tree! Oh boy. You grab onto the... Pressing your entire body against the rough bark, you slowly make your way upwards.
No, get down!
Let's freaking do it. Oh no, that's not good. Wrapping your body around the trunk, you lift yourself up. The bark is rough enough for you to get a pretty firm grip despite the vertical nature of this feat you're attempting. One foot and hand movement after another, each holding on for dear life. You take a deep breath and reach up toward the upper branches. That's when you realize you're nowhere close to where you thought you were. Oh no.
Oh no.
Grabbing onto the air is not a good idea as you
fumble about.
Suddenly the world drops around you. Your feet slip from the bark. Your soul is falling into hell. An instant later you hit the ground. Something cracks, sending
Shooting pain up your leg and arm.
Oh, shake it off. You've had worse. The leaves are quite big, like a birch but thicker, made by primal forces of Ascani. The bracken tree originates from Ilium forest and is today a major export resource in Ascani. It is quick to grow and flexible in its usage. Touch the tree. Your hand lays firmly on the bark.
Good tree. Strong tree.
Connecting with the natural world. Well done. Try this again. Oh, we can try it again. I don't know. Don't. Let's come back. We'll come back. We can address that at a later time. And we can also eat an apple. Right? Nice. 6 out of 8 hit points is not bad. A black cat. Oh, that's a path. I thought that was... For some reason, I thought this was like water. Interesting. Let's talk to an imp. You raise your head towards the sky. Above you sits a tiny red creature. His wings flutter faintly in the wind.
He's just a little guy with wings, reading his little newspaper. The fiend throws a quick glance your way. He's annoyed.
Staring at a piece of paper, he does not acknowledge your presence. What you reading? Sigh escapes the fiend's maw. He slowly puts down the paper. The paper is actually a torn-out page from a magazine.
I like the funny pictures.
Believe the fiend is being sarcastic. I like the pictures too.
Yeah, I imagine you would.
He's mocking you.
Wait,
He says, leaning in to get a good look at you.
Earthguard? A cleric? Hell's you doing here?
Not allowed on Tolstad?
Of course you're allowed, just not often you guys are here. I, for one, am very happy for your presence. This place has gone downhill since the city let the goblins and free striders run amok.
Oh no, the devil's a kiss-ass.
We need some damn order in this place.
Wise words.
If you need any legal advice, just let me know.
He gives you a tiny, sharp smirk. You should be aware of the fact that this is literally a devil. Devil, lawful evil fiend. Lawyers, soul traders, and either the most efficient type of leaders or the worst type of middle managers. The numbers are dwindling as of late, but in Blood City Bay they still rule supreme. The most populated city around the coast. Built upon a corpse of Gorgorian the Great and Terrible, a sprawling mess of wooden walkways and buildings carved out of the calcified remains. Whoa. There's a war?
Post-war, the Great War, a conflict between the Arcanists of Reeds as well as every other nation connected with them across the coast. A horrible waste of human lives which claimed millions of lives. There was no honor in this fighting, that you know.
Yeah, what's Reeds? One of the 8 bands along the coast, temperate land of lowland lakes. Interesting.
You can hear out any advice, just don't listen to it blindly.
Are you a barrister? A tiny barrister?
No, I have no legal position within the city. I'm just fairly knowledgeable in the magistrate's codes.
Highest level of government. Okay. Beyond the Lord Patriarch. So he works with city law. Ask him for details. He shows you a foul grin. Like being a little red guy. What type of work do you do?
If you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life.
He says and smirks. So what do you do?
Me? I do scribing most days. Got some connections within the palace, and believe me, that's gotten me through some tough times. See, whenever some rich asshole needs a legal draft in a hurry, who do they send for? The guy with the wings, that's who.
He does paperwork, then he must be highly knowledgeable in law. Sounds profitable.
Sure is, although there's a lot of time spent waiting around, too. So I've picked up some hobbies.
What do you do in your spare time?
Calligraphy.
The art of writing and lettering.
A true man knows the value of letter.
Oh, and I do love some reading. Gaining access to the Dorian library changed my life.
Who are you voting for?
What am I voting for? Same as you,
The little devil says with a laugh.
the good guys.
And that means?
The city, duh. The elites are quite literally feeding my trove at this point. You'd think I'd vote for someone to topple them?
Voting in his self-interest, as anyone reasonable would do. Wise choice.
Gotta vote for the little guy, eh?
He lets out an evil cackle.
What a nice guy.
Anyway, you wanted something else?
I'm done. He throws up his little arms in the air.
It's over. By the gods.
So dramatic. Love the little guy. Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. Oh, yeah, PPG.
A permission of public gathering? Yeah, I think I know what you're getting at.
He throws a look over his shoulder. He is aware of the dwarves' plight. He finds the dwarves as annoying as you do. How long does it take to get a PPG?
Yeah, a week, depending on your contacts and your pouch.
Can I have a PPG?
Not for me. Ask Darrow.
Nicholas Darrow, chosen magistrate of Tolstad, a man known for little else than being the great-grandson of Borgo Darrow, the legendary right-hand man of Earth.
Well, maybe don't, unless you've got some really important message to deliver to the people.
Okay.
Yep.
What exactly is it? Okay, oh boy. A provision of public... Cool. Hear about the tea shop?
Yeah, of course. Pretty hard to miss when flying past Tolstad.
What's your take?
It blew up. Not sure what else you want to hear.
Why do you think it blew up?
Honestly, I haven't seen a blast zone like that since the Coast War. And you didn't hear this from me, but...
Little fellow trusts you. He is your friend.
The scorch marks look like those from a fireball. Not the kind you get from a trigger-happy pit fiend. We're talking high-level wizard stuff.
Pit fiends are known to cast third-level fireballs at will.
Be careful, cleric. Powerful forces are at work here. Thinking about it for a few more seconds makes it clear to me that it's all a big cover-up. Wouldn't be the first time a city-trained spellcaster goes a little off the hinge.
There is corruption in every system, even in the great city of Norvik.
Other than that, not to be self-incriminating or anything, but could be a fiend or an elemental. I mean, Waterlane has shipments from Kargamesh every other month. Maybe a fire elemental slipped through. Who knows?
Evil elementals on the loose?
That'd be a story, right?
Ruffled feathers added.
But I'd suggest having a chat with the owner of the tea shop. Who knows what feathers were ruffled, eh? He gives you an ominous chuckle.
Morality. Norvik does not moralize over alignment. Alignment in Dungeons and Dragons has to do with like good and evil, and law and chaos. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like a chart, a graph, if you will, right? And you've got the four corners, and it's like, where do you fall on that between good, evil, law, and chaos? But why?
Look, really, I'm no expert. If you want one of those, I suggest heading down to Water Lane.
Scholar Appledon.
Scholar Appledon has an office there. He'll be sure to indulge you.
He cackles and squints at you.
That halfling's got one hell of a green lean, if you catch my drift. So be careful not to catch any bad ideas from him, you hear?
Citizen? Interesting. Oh, there's like pipes. Nature seeps through the cracks. Interesting. I like the violin. Oops. This. There is something here. Shard. A shard of what? Shard of Jor. Whatever that means. What is a shard of Jor? A bright rock. It fits in your hand nicely. These can be found all over Norvik, and some speculate they are all shards of Jor's pillar. To untrained hands, they have no inherent value, but you might use these to alter fate itself. Spend in dialogues to unlock dice checks? That's crazy. Okay. Interesting. Wow, that's kind of crazy. That's powerful. Who's this guy? Snell. Oops. Talk to Snell. You find a goblin standing at the tip of Tolstad.
His clothes are fit for a Reedsian trader, and his haircut is fit for an Ascani nobleman, a superficial fellow.
Behind him, a vast view of the mouth of Rivatorna.
A little weasel.
Whoa. Whoa, hey, buddy. Strength. Red guy. Jeez.
Let me guess, you're the cleric.
The
cleric, yes.
Yes, I am the cleric. That's me. He nods, looking tired and annoyed. You lean a little further into being a cleric. Okay. We chose this class 2 times. So we get 10 experience points. Interesting.
I'm Snell, runner and handler of the HWBT. Old lady's been waiting for you.
This old lady must be his chieftain, the matriarch of his tribe. Greet the goblin kindly. This is the beginning of a great cultural cooperation and exchange. Nice to meet you, Snell.
You raise your arms up into the air as one should when greeting an uncivilized tribal goblin.
What the beep are you doing? Cleric.
Cleric? What are you doing?
I'm sorry. The goblin clears his throat. The goblin looks around, clearly struggling to find the right words. Exasperated, more like.
Okay, right. Head down to the garden throne, but,
He waves his claws towards you.
what's all this? You look like a human. Beep.
You've been floating around on the banks of the river. Your uniform shows it. He is making a playful jab. Don't worry about it.
The Gaul! You should teach him a lesson!
I fell into the river. He gives a shocked laugh.
Wait, really?
It's fine. Somebody fished me up.
Lucky you, I suppose. Just, dust yourself off. The dragon's waiting, and trust me, you don't want to disappoint her.
Tell me more about this lady.
Sure, for starters, she's the most powerful woman in Norvik. And considering there was an explosion yesterday right in the middle of her territory, I think it's about time you do your damn job, cleric.
Rude. You are on a holy mission. You cannot rush such things.
Okay, lead me to her.
Good, but just to make it perfectly clear, some ground rules. Don't say anything stupid. Don't climb the trees. Stay away from the edges, and he grins, showing off his polished fangs. Enjoy the garden, cleric.
Goblin scurries down the stairs. He seems to be in a hurry.
Tell her what she wants to hear, and you'll be fine.
You look out over the river. The cold, Ascani wind seeps through the cracks of your helmet.
Earth be blessed. He is always with you.
And we'll follow him down the stairs.
You do so with great stride.
Yeah, sure. Ooh, look at that. That is fancy. Sacred River fights against red rocks. These railings follow the Safety Council standards of 22. Well, that's comforting. A dark smell, a dank smell from below. Ooh. Now, let's see what's down here. Oh. Okay. Lower Tolstad. Gloomy. Don't climb the trees. I think. Important point. Your stomach twists. Beware her illusion. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's a lady. He's waiting. Let's talk to him. And her.
The dragon herself.
You approach him below a sprawling tree. The well-dressed goblin stands proud. Beside his master.
Go ahead, cleric.
With a proud smirk, he motions towards the wooden throne.
Such a little weasel.
You should stand before the throne. Address your court.
Hey then. Lady Sageleaf. Okay, so not the dragon. I guess. Guess not the dragon. We'll find out. Let's engage. You approach the throne. The sprites flutter, their glow illuminating the trunk of this great tree. Its roots reaching far below, its branches holding up the dirt ceiling above. Okay, so we are underground. On the throne sits a tiny goblin, her smirk as bright as it is threatening.
So this is the dragon?
Well, she is the dragon. Okay, interesting.
Yes, I can see it. Her glare is magnificent.
Cleric of Norvik, of Earth and River.
Shrill voice, okay.
Cleric of Norvik, of Earth and River.
Her shrill voice echoes out through the chamber. He's talking to you. You're the cleric.
I was assured by your masters, the top brass of the palace itself.
Her words are tainted in disdain.
A voice causes you to shiver.
They told me a cleric of the highest standing would arrive within the hour. So tell me, human.
Oh boy.
You should run. No, wait, you can't, but you should. Why am I sitting here waiting?
Tread lightly. You need her on your side. Make sure she knows you're on hers. Every word you say here could have a profound impact on the rest of this quest of yours. My masters are idiots, but I'm here now, don't worry. Apologies, lady. Frown turns into a weary expression.
Whatever.
You're dancing on a fine line. Hers is a frightful presence.
You need to stand. Do not let her impact your stature.
You can't take this much longer. You need to get out of here.
Ooh, do not become frightened. Nice. Success. We're cool. You brace your entire being as you meet her glare. With trembling in it, you resist. She lifts her chin.
You stand. Good.
The dragon leans on her armchair, letting out an exhausted groan.
It is vexing to watch my streets descend so far. Are you even aware, cleric? A local business caught up in an inferno in the middle of the day, right on Pillar Road. My road.
The way she says that causes you to tremble.
And yet Magistrate Darrow.
She spits out the name like it's a curse word.
And yet Magistrate Darrow, he alone believes the Halfway Bridge tribe does not have jurisdiction over this particular location.
She appears to have been stewing over this annoyance for some time.
Her anger is pure and intense. She's trying to reel it in.
And why does Darrow say that?
Because he is a fool born out of nepotism and alcohol.
Sick burn. Horrific slander! Where's your usual jurisdiction? She leans back and picks something from between her fangs.
I have an official recognition of law on Lower Tolstad.
The definition of that has always been vague. Some see it as anything below ground, some as below water level. Where exactly is the tea shop located? She glares at you.
It is, or was, rented out of a corner of the central fort, just above the holes next to the pillar.
She snaps her finger towards the goblin to her right.
That means it's part of the core foundation of this island fortress. Therefore, that property is legally an underground rental unit, he says, bowing his head. Lady. My people have been handling that damn crow's contract for years. But no, suddenly when the entire unit goes up in flames, that's when my people no longer have the right to enter the premises, to deal with it, to clean up even. No, suddenly it is the city's business and we should keep our noses out of it. Corruption, plain and simple.
Sounds shady. Her sharp glare stabs you.
Normal business in Norvik. And don't get me started on the actual effect this has on my people. Snell,
she says, and beckons toward the comely goblin. He approaches the roots and takes a bow.
Lady Sageleaf.
Then he turns to you.
The magistrate says it was an accident involving a fireplace failure. They've yet to send anyone in to actually investigate the scene.
How can know that? How can they know that? How can know Oh, that is what I said. How can know that?
What?
Something broke.
You talk if he does, so what? Say fast.
Embarrassing! You're screwing up! I said... How can you know that?
No, you didn't.
Uh-oh. Yes, I did.
No, you really didn't. You said... Snell.
The goblin scratches his neck. He wants to point out your mistake so badly. Well, too bad. Whipped! He glances towards his lady.
We've kept an eye on it. The explosion occurred on the 21st of March, just past noon. 3 minor injuries were reported in the area. Luckily, foot traffic was low at the time of the incident. So despite the massive kaboom, no dead folks.
Who were injured? Star witness.
We only managed to get one name in the chaos. A certain Frank, son of Frank, was said to have walked away with lesser burns.
That's the sort of prefix used by Earthfolk. A human, most likely.
It is honorable to name a son after the father.
Heh, that ain't a real name.
He was apparently dressed in a fancy yellow outfit, whatever that means. Beyond that, we have some conflicting accounts. One person said, and I quote, he looked like one of them Dungeoneers, you hear? A real adventuring man. End quote.
Interesting.
Another said he was looking to get out of trouble, heading right down the stairs to Waterlane.
Dungeon or Waterlane?
Both sound like trouble.
Down to Waterlane?
Yeah, seemed like he was heading in that direction. Though down could mean a number of things, Waterlane included.
A Dungeoneer?
If you believe it, that comment was from one of the militia members. Could be smart to check the city below just in case, despite the dangers.
Fancy yellow outfit.
I'm assuming some type of Reedsian fashion.
Frank, son of Frank?
Yeah.
Full name? Sure.
Was he inside at the time?
I doubt it, he says, considering the state of the building.
Why was he there?
We don't know.
He is annoyed to answer that question. Where is he now?
We don't know.
They have not located the man despite major efforts. You just let him leave?
I wasn't there, cleric, but yes. The militia did let him leave since they were busy dealing with the fire. Although one of the militia members mentioned him just calmly walking away down the stairs. Maybe down to the crossing or somewhere else. We don't know.
Anything else you do know? Snell gives a nervous look to his master before answering you.
We have theories, but we need proof.
The lady raises her claw.
The unveiling has begun, cleric.
Secrets in the ashes.
Corruption. Madness.
She claws at her wooden throne.
Politics.
Rambling of fools. Bureaucracy wears her down.
This is clearly the work of a rogue spellcaster. Someone who cannot go unpunished.
Justice! Yes!
A spell would indeed be the only logical answer to such destruction. I will bring justice to Norvik.
I certainly hope so.
The lady clears her throat, loudly. Everyone holds their breath when she speaks. Dragon of Tolstad completed.
I formally declare a joint venture. The Halfway Bridge Tribe and the Earthguard City Clerics shall investigate the tea shop on Pillar Road and bring justice to those who seek to harm the peace.
Who's that over there? Oh, that's her. I'm like, wait. Okay.
No creature, foul or fair, shall escape my rage.
Words seep out from her maw, burning the air. Every goblin in the chamber looks upon her in awe. She is theirs to serve.
The dragon has spoken.
Nods solemnly. She looks upon you with a grim expression.
Snell,
She says, waving towards him.
Yes, Lady Sageleaf.
He says, bowing his head.
you're the handler of this case. You've worked on it since the explosion. You know more than anyone.
Oh la la, complimented by his queen.
I want you to represent the tribe in this venture.
His face lights up.
A goblin and a cleric. Together you will have access to both Upper and Lower Tolstad.
You're gonna have the pretty boy around? Damn, I thought this was gonna be fun. His expression is that of shock. He did not expect this.
Do not disappoint me, Snell.
It appears you've received a party member on your divine mission. Tad, it has to be a damned goblin.
Well, come on, guy. Do I have a say in this?
No.
Her eyes burrow into your soul. You are not strong enough to stand against her.
Well, worth a try. Always wanted a goblin of mine. Sounds, I don't like that. I don't know. I don't like that. A new member of the party. He ignores you. The goblin takes a deep bow.
Yes, Lady Sageleaf. Your will be done.
No. At your service, ladies. At your service, Lady Sageleaf. She grins.
Yes, you are.
Snell takes a step forward.
First priority is the tea shop. We need to gain access.
Your new goblin companion gives you a quick wave.
Let's go, cleric.
Right. Snell has joined you as a companion. You can speak with him if you need help finding your way across Tolstad. The lady is keeping information from you. You should investigate the tea shop thoroughly. We should also look for that witness.
Yeah, Frank, son of Frank, dressed in yellow.
TV's Frank? He winces. God, that's funny. Either over on Water Lane or down in the city below.
Yeah, the port or the dungeon. I'd suggest the port since it's slightly less life-threatening, generally speaking.
How do I get access to the tea shop?
Talk to your boss, Darrow. Or I guess he's not your direct boss or whatever, but you'll need to get an audience with him if you want to get inside the tea shop.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
He might be hiding something from us, right?
Cleric,
The lady leans back into her throne.
you've returned.
Is this your garden?
No, this is a sanctuary for all. I am just its keeper.
Oh.
Hmm?
How does this garden function?
We use naturally occurring light spirits.
Natural? Is this some kind of powerful primal magic?
Further below, we also cultivate a range of deep fungi. If you meet her, speak with my gardener. She can speak more on the subject.
Got it. Nice garden.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Ooh, can we even get up there? Oh, I see. It's around that way. Well, let's just kind of take a peek around. Like, where does that go? Tunnel to the lower lair. And that's a tunnel to Central Tolstad. Interesting. Well, I'm not exactly ready to go there yet. So, let's just see what's up here. I want to go back and see. I didn't really mean to even come down here. I think we need to see a little bit more of what's up above where we came from. Let's trifle with that. Stop. Ooh, did you just rip those mushrooms out of a pot? Why? Why did you do that? What? It was cultivated there. It was a potted mushroom. Oops.
Wow, sure. You know what you were doing. Pure evil.
Nature is yours to mold. Someone worked hard cultivating those. Now you've just taken them. Can I put them back? No, you'll have to live with it. Guess so. Okay. Ooh. What's that? Oh, it does go down. Interesting. Almost did not notice that. Woo! I saw that. I saw that. There was some shenanigans there. Some little garden goblins. An ask of ingredients. I don't know. That seems a little sketch. Okay, I will not steal or mess with the cultivated mushrooms. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be a good guy. Interesting. What did that say? Tending to the garden. Be back after lunch. Okay. Do we trifle? Nah, we don't need any of that. We don't need any of that. Alright, let's go back up. Cantrips are minor spells that do not consume spell slots. Ooh, look, there's a guy. I wonder what he's doing. There's definitely more that's worth exploring here, I think. Who's inside the old vase? Nice. Behold, Miss Nearly. You hear a tune dance on the cold Ascani winds. Melancholy. You see on the edge a goblin. It's a flower crown on top of her ruffled dark hair and is playing an exotic instrument.
Perhaps it's best to let the girl keep playing. It is quite beautiful.
For a goblin to produce such a melody.
A song, you yearn for it.
Listen.
All those poor few dreams wrought in zeal and doubt, shepherds brought far to western shores, our hearty cradled by a gracious river.
Then should the blessed earth so cool and stout raise a city from ruin, a home from night.
Play. It's just a guy. Just a guy hanging out. Ooh. Shrine. Let's pray. And tranquility. Ooh, we can contemplate. Contemplate women. I love... okay, I can't say it. Contemplate the tea shop. You let your mind go through the basics of what you know. The tea shop was destroyed in the middle of the day. Minor injuries were reported. Your goal is to enter the tea shop and investigate it properly. That's it. Owner of the tea shop, a bird folk on the run. His shop is in ruins. What sort of business did he conduct there? A famous goblin leader, her reach sharp, her gaze strong. He wants you to investigate the tea shop and report to her. The content of that report will determine much. One strange detail, a fake name, a man in yellow. Follow the trail. The election. Your vote won't matter. Your vote will be the most important of all. Ask those around you what they will vote for, and you might find your own voice along the way. Identity is not easy. It's everything, from faction to home life to street. What you choose might be a first step. Choose wisely. Simply women. They exist. They prosper. You will not have one, for they are not yours to have. Though there might be some who fancy you, if you show yourself to be a good man. Or bad, if you want the baddies. The baddies. It was not an accident. You are not so clumsy. But the question here is not why you fell. The question is, why do you live? Can I return here when I have more things to think about? Always. Finish your prayer. Nice. Our spells? Ooh, so we have 2 spells now we can use. Nice. Okay, so DC for spells is 13. DC is 8 plus your wisdom or intelligence modifier. Nice. Okay, we have no cantrips. Interesting. We got here. Okay. That is... Yeah, when do we... What is... Ooh. Oh, this... Oh, nice. Oh, that's really... Yeah, heck yeah. Probably not mind-altering. Can't eat too full. Ooh. Interesting. I ate the apple? You must... Oh, you look down at the pipe.
Crawl inside, now.
Hey, Snell, check it out for me.
Huh? Check out what exactly?
The hole, go inside.
You seriously think that I?
He stammers and points at the pipe.
He laughs. You do that yourself. I'll help kick if you get stuck.
Goblin doesn't want to go inside the pipe because it's disgusting.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Get down on your knees in the dirt and put your helm face into the entrance of the pipe.
You can't seem to get further without immense force. You can do that. Just press... Enter the hole.
The diameter of the pipe is not wide enough to support your body, even with no armor and or added friction-lowering substances. Snell, does it look like I'm getting anywhere?
Yeah, just keep going. It'll be great.
Oh my god. Oh, there's experience. Okay. Halfway there. He is enjoying himself greatly at your expense. Oh boy. Oh, that is high. Oh, but Snell helps. Somehow. Ooh. Ooh! Suddenly the pipe gives. You hit a flowing rush of ice-cold water as it funnels you forward, then down, then... Ooh! Everything is cold and strangely familiar. No! Your drenched uniform clings to your flesh and the red rock of Tolstad. You are alive. You realize where you are, or at the very least an approximation.
right below the entrance to the Goblin Garden.
I need to get out of here. Ooh, something here. Things in this crack. A shard of Jor. Nice. Yeah, what's all this about? You could climb these, probably. Oh, boy. I don't know. Is this walkable? No. Ooh, there's something else here. Another crack. Nice. 3 shards of Jor. Nothing else. Let's try to climb these. Only way up.
Shit.
Yeah. Yes, you must. It is highly dangerous, but it seems to be the only way. If you remembered how to cast Spider Climb. You see the silhouette of a goblin up on the ledge.
Hey! Jesus, you went all the way over here, huh?
Scale the wall? Alright, yeah, I'm not gonna... Nice. Nice, we just made it. Whew!
Steeling yourself and your manly soul, you grip the wet rock. Your right hand, then your left.
See your feet higher up.
One step at a time, you slowly pull yourself upwards. Focused, strengthened, with absolute confidence. Come on. Reach.
Reach.
Just a bit more.
With that final push, you make it.
Now, please, don't do that again, okay? That was close.
Okay. Wow, we almost died, maybe? That is a big bird. Black cat. Let's go back up here. It might be more worth investigating. What is going on? I saw that guy. There's like another race of beings. Oh wow, there's like a whole... That's a kiosk, okay. Ooh, yeah. Always good to rummage in the trash for a cardamom treat. No, do not. You did not. You did not just... Let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillow Road. You see a cardamom treat in the bin. It's been out there for gods know how long, and you think to yourself, what the hell? I'll just eat some trash.
No, 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 you're not eating from the beeping trash.
Calm down. It's not trash.
It is done. You're too late.
Listen, man, maybe you don't exactly know what's going on here in this world of ours, but you don't need to lower yourself in this way.
Correct! A man does not consume garbage. Unless it's very tasty garbage.
Taking stuff is great, but you can't just take a half-eaten pastry out of the trash, man.
Goblin glares at you. Rationalize eating trash. How are you gonna do that exactly?
Hold on, let's clear this up a bit. This cardamom treat, was it in the garbage or above the garbage?
Above the rim?
Oh yeah, you sure about that, sport?
Of course, I promise.
And you weren't just diving with your entire arm into the trash bin?
It was hovering like an angel.
Truly a miracle.
Go and enjoy your cardamom treat. Gosh dang it. I probably should have left it there. But maybe, who knows, maybe it'll be useful. I can feed it to the birds, you know? There's... Oh, okay. Yeah, that does look like a place that was badly burned. Nice, we got some more money. Not ready quite yet to investigate that. Yeah, what is this pillar about? An almost intact and endlessly rising pillar, the centerpiece of Norvik. You look up the pillar. Esoteric ebb added. Ooh, the relic rises upwards, endlessly upwards. Wait, this old thing. The central landmark of Norvik, the symbol of Earth's conquest. To think such an esoteric object would just sit here at the center of the city.
Not much else they can do with it. It's just a highly magical rock left over from a time before time.
Remaining until the end. It looks a bit broken, cracked. Yes.
While the pillar is indestructible, it was once under heavy siege during the most intense moments of the Gate War.
Several pieces of the pillar float around in the air, especially as it reaches upwards into the clouds above the city. What kind of power would be capable of damaging this? Gods.
The most powerful of arcanists.
How many of these pillars exist?
8. Technically 4, depending on which scholar you ask. There are debates as to whether there are 8 pillars, one in each band, or simply 4 pillars that pierce the circular coast and stick out on either side.
What does this world look like? But ours is the best one, right?
They're all equally useless.
It is a sign of Earth's power, so yes, this is the best one.
They are seen as a status symbol by many, like a legitimization sort of thing.
The fact is, no one has managed to make use of them in any way, despite their esoteric nature. For the Pillars of Jaw are relegated to being visual landmarks seen from across the coast through clouds and mist for miles.
Can I make money off this thing?
No way. They don't even take admission to see it, since it's such a trivial sight.
So what do I do with it?
Nothing. It's just a rock to you, a tingly, esoteric rock.
You can always attempt to focus on it. Learn from this ancient artifact. Closer. As you do, you feel the air itself tingle. Tingle. As you do, you feel the air itself tingle.
Power.
He is speaking to you. Touch the pillar.
Sure. You place a hand upon the surface. A slight tingle spreads across your palm.
This is a magical object. Have a feeling that you can meditate here. It'll take some time, but it could prove invaluable.
Yeah, let's do that. It's super easy. Hug the pillar. That's funny. What?
No!
Closing your eyes, you begin to focus your mind, placed squarely on this esoteric force. Your mind, so if you get a 1 on an advantage roll, you still fail. Your mind forms into an arrow and you fire it forward, but it is repelled.
Oh, you are instead holding it against your heart, shaking.
This is wrong.
Yes.
Try again later. Whatever is whispering to you from beyond is more powerful than you imagined. Let's try again. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, heck yeah.
Close your eyes. You shape your mind into an arrow, shooting it out towards the esoteric force. Find the rhythm to Jor's realm and hear his voice. The cold rock of the pillar turns warm in your palm. You've mocked it, your spirit. What? You're unsure. You feel like there are more spots you need to investigate. Feel. Warm, deep. Goes deep down and far up. Open your eyes.
You feel like you've learned something.
You must keep looking. Soon the pillar's secret will be revealed.
You understand plainly there is more to this pillar that you need to investigate. In time and further below.
Okay, that's ominous. But cool.
Snell is like, what is wrong with this guy? Touching pillars and taking pastries out of the garbage. In here. Nice. Another shard. Yeah. Nice. Dwarf. Ooh. So much I can trifle with. Ooh. Nice. Should've just gotten my cardamom treat from there. Ooh. Satchel. A greasy satchel. Let's trifle with that. Ooh, oily instructions. You hold up the paper, finding it to actually be a torn-out page of a book. The name in the margin suggests the book is called A Gnome's Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Read it, it's quite lengthy. Goblin leans at your shoulder and reads it as well.
First step to understanding esoteric memorization is understanding the underlying powers of play. Jorah's strings stretch across his coast, invisible to the eye, yet connected to all things living and dead. A spell is simply a set of rules you must follow in order to manipulate those strings into an esoteric effect. Yet those rules are themselves esoteric in nature. As such, most wizards will find it impossible to remember more than a handful of spells at a time. Newbie wizards, maybe.
Oh, how many can you memorize?
I'm more of a feelings spellcaster. I don't care for numbers or rules or logic. I mean, some.
Uh-huh.
He turns back to look at the first page. Keep reading. This is the big divide between cantrips and actual spells, as cantrips are both easy to remember and will not consume a spell slot. Spell slots are the common representation of how many spells of each spell level a caster is able to perform without rest. As a gnome, you are naturally gifted in the art of illusion magic. Other schools will be more difficult to memorize. Suggested harmless spell to use in training is the first level spell Grease. To increase your chances at memorization, attempt to cast it at least 2 times per day. In the margins, there's a handwritten note that you managed to spot. It is written hastily and bold, like the author really wanted to hype themselves up. It says,
Every evening and every lunch break at work, remember, you can do it! Oh no.
The goblin leans over the ridge, looking down into the river.
Damn.
An esoteric mishap. Magic is a blade without a handle, and so on. Indeed. Oh, he cast Grease and slipped and fell in the water. Okay. And probably, I mean, I don't know, maybe he could swim. Indeed, Grease is a dangerous spell. Intensely dangerous. Learn that spell. You quickly memorize the piece of paper. Something, at least. Cool. Alright. You can see the apartment from here, across the river. Interesting. Alright, well, I think we'll leave it here for today. It's been fun. I really like this game. I really like the TTRPG elements. I think just like we discovered with Disco Elysium, which is a game I have played, I might play it again because I wasn't super satisfied with the ending that I got. But no spoilers. But I think that the isometric nature of this too, like, really lends itself really well to the TTRPG elements. Just like you'd see with Baldur's Gate or Divinity or any of those games. Like, I feel like the isometric approach is really probably best, unless you're looking to do something more like the Elder Scrolls games. So that being said, I think, you know, they've really the developers who've chosen to work in this medium have really hit the nail on the head. I think Christopher's done something really amazing here. This game is beautiful and so depthful. I can tell that he put a lot of work into the world building. It's inspired. Like, as someone who really likes Dungeons and Dragons and other role playing games, I think it's a really cool, fresh approach. I think, you know, the Disco Elysium is one thing. This is building on that, but it's also really doing its own thing too at the same time. So I really would like to see more. It's a little wordy, you know, for not everybody's into doing tons of reading, but I think that the world is engaging and interesting enough that it's gonna continue to pull me along. I like reading, but, you know, it can get to be a bit dense, but I, for one, am not bothered by it. I find it enjoyable, but for a player who isn't into reading as much, I still think that there's enough here to really pull them along. It's infectious. It's fun. I like that. It's really like it's clearly like it's not hiding at all. It's inspiration from Dungeons and Dragons, but still world building in its own really unique and special way. And it's always fun to see people develop, like, for lack of a better word, campaign settings that are unique and that are doing something fresh with the genre. So yeah, I highly recommend this. I will probably keep playing it. I don't know if I will play another stream of this, just because I think, you know, I don't want to to spoil this game for anyone who's going to be picking it up and playing it. I don't want to, have somebody watch this and get the story spoiled for themselves. I'd rather they discover it for themselves. I'd like to discover this for myself. So yeah, I highly recommend Esoteric Ebb. Check it out. It's for what the level of depth and content here is already. I actually think they could probably charge more for this. So I would say it's a steal. Don't even if you want to wait for a sale, that's fine. But I think that there's more than enough here to justify more than justify the price as it currently stands. And big ups, big wreck. All right, so we'll call it here. Thank you again so much for stopping by. This has been Game Theory 101. And we'll pick up next time with maybe we'll keep going with Tomb Raider, or we'll explore another game that's knocking about the gaming community these days. I don't know, we'll see. But until then, thanks again, and maybe in a day or two. All right. Until then, remember, be good and do your homework.